So in today's video, I'll be exposing Corey Minor. So Corey Minor is a false prophet on YouTube who preaches a false gospel of work salvation. He backloads works into the gospel by saying that works don't result in salvation, but salvation results in working. Now the problem with this is that it makes works a requirement for salvation, and works have nothing to do with salvation. So let's look at Proverbs 14 verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
So what we are trying to say is that it is work that emanates from our salvation. Our working is not what produces salvation. It is the other way around. Our salvation produces working, which is...
So as you guys heard, this unsaved devil, Corey Minor, thinks that salvation produces working. And this is evidence that his faith isn't in Christ alone. He isn't trusting Christ alone. His faith is either in Christ plus the works, or his faith is just in his works alone. Now the Bible tells us that it's by grace alone, not by works, not of works. Ephesians 2 verse 8 to 9. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So notice how it says not of works. So that means that salvation doesn't produce working. It doesn't produce works. Romans 11 verse 6. And if by grace, then it is no more of works. Otherwise grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more grace. Otherwise work is no more work. So it's telling us here that it's either grace or works. It can't be both. And salvation is of grace. So that means salvation can't be of works. So that means salvation doesn't produce working or works. Romans 4 verse 5. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness. So this verse is telling us that to the person that believes only and doesn't work, his faith is counted for righteousness. Meaning it's believing only, not works. No works. Romans 3 verse 24. Being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus. Notice how it says freely by his grace, not being justified freely by his grace and our works. No, it says freely by his grace. And John 6 verse 47 tells us how to be saved. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life. If you believe on Jesus Christ, if you trust Jesus Christ alone, you have everlasting life. And everlasting life is life that never ends. So that means you can never lose your salvation. Because if you could lose your salvation, then it's temporary life and not everlasting life. So don't listen to the unsaved devils that say that you can lose your salvation, because they haven't put their faith in Christ alone. They haven't trusted Christ alone, and they're hellbound. Galatians 1 verse 8 to 9. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so I say now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. So Corey Minor, he backloads works into the gospel. So that's a different gospel. It's an accursed gospel. And let him be accursed.